catch a foot when I drive. Big pressure, I apply. In the ring, you won't survive. Yeah, I swerve when I drive. Yeah, I swerve when I
Hassel
drive.
Rats, talk to me. Yeah. Welcome to another edition of Hassel's Review. Brought to you in part by Spotlight Media. Yeah. And the Stay Weird Network. So, guys, I've been doing a lot of unboxings lately, and you guys seem to like the unboxings. I enjoy doing them. As you can see, I got a pretty decent sized haul right behind me that I have yet to unbox and get into, but there's, nothing really you guys are going to probably want to see just because it's stuff that's been out for a while. These are things that our boy Big Rob, of Big Rob's House of Entertainment and No Chinese Food, found for me at Ross's, and two of the figures were Walmart when Walmart decided to do that big, huge $10 sale, dollar bills, yo. So when that happened, my boy Big Rob, he hooked me up with a few things. Appreciate you, Rob. Love you. Another member of the Stay Weird family, as well as Chris Daly on Fueled by Weird. Check that out when you get a chance. But you're here for Hassel's Review today. That's right, people. And this is our ho edition, seeing as we are entering into the few days before Christmas. I want you guys to have a little bit of content to enjoy your boy Hassel, because a little bit of hassle goes a long way during the holidays. That's my family. So, we're going to do a spoiler-ridden, and that's right, people, I mean a spoiler-ridden review of Creature Commandos. This is James Gunn's first animated deal inside the DC universe. It is supposed to be canon. It is supposed to be the laying the groundwork, so to speak, of what James Gunn's DC universe is going to be all about. So, let's dive into the meat and taters of this old thing, and let's just get it on and let it do it. So, I'm going to be honest. I went into this with, as they say on Mad TV, lowered expectations. I did not expect to like this worth a damn. When I seen the lineup for who they had as the Creature Commandos, it was not one that I had actually just was like, really? Because, I'm going to be honest, James Gunn is amazing with doing lovable losers. But when I seen Weasel on there, Dr. Phosphorus, the Bride, not actually Frankenstein, but the Bride, you had Nina, which is this fish girl, and G.I. Robot. I hadn't even heard of him. I'm going to be honest. If he is a legit DC character before this, and you know him and I don't know him, I apologize. Drop a comment below. Let me know how you know him, where you know him, so forth and so on. Excuse me. So, they are being captive up by, after everything that happened in Suicide Squad Deuce. So somehow or another, that's still canon. I'm not quite sure how that's still canon, but we couldn't take some of the other stuff. But hey, neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. So, after the events of Suicide Squad 2 and Starro and all this good shit here, Amanda Waller is no longer able to use human beings for these said missions. Task Force X, done, finished, finito. But no one says she couldn't use monsters, non-living human beings, etc. Thus, the Bride. So, essentially, it's a Flag that died at the end of Suicide Squad Deuce. His padre is a general, and he's working with Amanda, and she's like, look, I got this mission for you, and I need you. And he's like, well, I thought Task Force X was done for. And she said, well, they said we couldn't use human beings, like I just said. So they go down to the lower levels, and she introduces him to our lovable band of misfits that I just named off to you guys. And I'm going to be honest, every one of these, I kind of see why they're in there, with the exception of Nina. Nina comes off so far as just a little sweetheart fish girl. So why she's there other than the fact of just being a misfit? Maybe, I don't know if mutants, so to speak, is a lockable offense in the DCU. I don't know. So far, they haven't went into it. That is one thing I will say. Once you get after the first episode, so to speak, each episode kind of gives you a backstory, a flashback, if you will, into each character. And we'll get into that as we go. So you kind of get to see why they are who they are. So we haven't got to Mina's yet. Nina, I apologize. Here, I'm stuck in Dracula. Nina. We haven't got to hers yet, so I don't know why she is there or why she seems to be there. But either way, she needs Flag to go over to this foreign country to protect Princess Ileana because she is about to be assassinated by Cersei, and I don't know why. I'm going to be honest, that is the one thing I do have a gripe with on this show. They just can't say Cersei. For whatever reason, they pronounce it funky. And I thought it was like maybe one or two people pronouncing it this way for a particular reason. Nope. They all do it. Every fucking one of them. So, I don't know if in James Gunn's universe that's how they pronounce it. I ain't saying it here. I ain't invoking that shit up in Hassel's review. Not happening. So it's Cersei. But Cersei is going to kill Princess Ileana. So they go over there and she welcomes them in, and they have a, it's almost like Latveria in a lot of ways. They're a foreign country. It must be close to Dr. Frankenstein's castle and all this good shit because the bride is there and she escapes while they are there. Her and Nina escape and go to Castle Frankenstein because she's looking for something. So that's the tail end of that episode there. But during this episode here, something happens that I was not prepared for. So this is an animated series, people. So I'm thinking, and no, I didn't watch it with any kids. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's not kid-friendly. Not kid-friendly at all. I'm fine with that. But if you got youngsters, I don't recommend watching them with this because they be getting it on in this series right here. So in just the first episode alone, Princess Ileana, she goes to getting a mean hard-on for the General Flag, so to speak. Well, Dr. Phosphorus, he tries to escape. Flag and Phosphorus have this amazing battle, and she goes to trying to doctor up Flag's wounds afterwards. And in doing so, next thing you know, she's naked. And I'm talking about side boob, the butt, no frontal, but side boob and butt. More than I expected out of animation. And before this episode is over, they scrumping. That's right, people. General Flag is just laying the dog bone to Ileana. It's happening. It is on like neck bones and rice, people. He getting it. And you hear the sounds, you hear everything, all but, I mean, you see some action, but I mean, they do some clever cutting or whatnot. But like I said, you get the gist of everything. So I would not watch this with a gremlin. I wouldn't watch it with your little monsters that you have at home, or if you want to call them lovable children, so be it. But I'm just saying, wouldn't do it. Not a Hassel. So the episode closes off basically with they're inside Castle Frankenstein, her and Nina, and they're looking for something. And somebody calls up Frankenstein, who is on a yacht with all these whores. It's like, Frankenstein's in here with all these ladies. I mean, it's on a big yacht. He's being called up by this lady who was watching the castle to let him know, hey, she's here. So he's looking for his bride. He's been looking for his bride all this time. So goes into the next episode. The next episode, for more or less, better and less, it is a origin of the bride. So basically, it's like most mythology when it comes to Frankenstein. He tells the good doctor, hey, you have a bride. I want a bride. You created me. You should have to give me a bride. So, and Frankenstein, the doctor, tries to talk him out of it and tell him, I don't know if that's such a great idea. And he acts like he's supposed to kill Frankenstein. Frankenstein, look, I'm treating you like a friend. You say we're friends. I'm treating you like a friend and my son, and telling you basically, because he calls him father. I'm telling you, this is what friends do. We voice our concerns with one another. So at the same time, he's got all these cadavers cut apart on the multiple tables there. There's a random head laying on the ground. Frankenstein picks it up. Oh, she's beautiful. So Frankenstein creates the bride. In doing so, like he tells him at one point, he says, look, he said, with you have the brain of someone, so when you come out, you kind of, he said, when a child is born, they're in their mother's womb for 9 months. They're hearing, they're learning, they're, for better or worse, they are, at least getting some sort of intimacy, some sort of connection with the outside world. She's just waking up knowing nothing. There was none of that. So it's a traumatic experience. So he tried to calm her down. Well, Frankenstein just thinks he's just supposed to walk over there and give her flowers and be like, hey, all right, bitch, let's go. Don't happen that way. You know, and she screams bloody murder when she sees him because for some reason, though she didn't know anything, the monster scares her. Doctor didn't. Is what it is. I mean, the monster looks like her. You'd think she would think maybe that's normal, but she don't. You start going along and it keeps flashing back, and she's looking for this necklace, and she's downplaying it because the bride, she portrays herself as this hard ass, like she don't put up with no shit. She's just the queen bee, so to speak. And she's looking for this particular necklace. Well, the doctor keeps flashing back, and Dr. Frankenstein, he is trying to teach her how to speak. He's trying to teach her how to do things. And the monster, he's getting frustrated. He's just ready to take her and go because I guess he's ready to scrump like everybody else in the damn show. So he's getting frustrated, and the doctor's trying to explain to him, like, look, we have to do this. This is how it's going to have to be. If you want her at some point, she has to be able to articulate and speak and function and this, that, and the other. So it fast forwards, and he gives the bride that necklace that she's there looking for. And, you know, she falls in love, and next thing you know, the bride and Dr. Frankenstein, guess what, people? Bam! He's pouring the coals to her. He's giving her the old meat whistle. He's giving her the sauce, the juice, the extraness, all the bits and tenders. The monster comes in and sees this, breaks his poor undead heart. It's pretty sad, actually. So he does what most, men would do in this scenario. He kills the doctor. And in his mind, he's thinking, oh, well, he's dead now. We can be together. That's how his mind works. He's very much, even though he's an immortal engine of death, he has a very childlike mind in a lot of ways. And even once he gets up to current time, he still does that. So once she sees him dead there, she wigs out, and her and the monster start fighting, and that's what sets the fire in Frankenstein's castle. And then it shows like clips of them throughout time. Every so often, he'd find her, show up with flowers, and she'd kick his ass, and they'd just get in this big brawl all the way up through current times, so to speak, when she escaped him again. So that's the backstory on them there. Well, during this whole episode here, you start to kind of get this budding relationship between G.I. Robot and Nina, the fish, which is weird because G.I. Robot, all he wants to do is kill Nazis. That's right, people. Kill Nazis. He winds up being my favorite character out of this whole fucking show, and I would have never thought it. So, at the end of episode 2, Cersei shows up, and she's trying to attack the bride. And that's how the episode ends. So we go into episode 3 there. Everybody's trying to leave Illyana's castle to go save the bride and Nina because, they've done got themselves into a pickle with Cersei and her forces. And so they're heading there this whole time. But at the same time, you're getting a flashback. This is G.I. Robot's flashback episode. So he was created back in the war to kill Nazis. He's with Sergeant Rock and Sergeant Rock's platoon. And it shows him, he's like, it's one of the few times he's accepted as, somebody to him for his limited AI. He's accepted with Sergeant Rock, and he saves Sergeant Rock and them, and he kills a ton of Nazis. And like his idea of telling a bedtime story is like, on this day in whatever year, I killed 429 Nazis. And he's like telling all this, these accounts and whatnot. So, he's wanting to get there to save Nina. Because for whatever reason, he's formed a relationship with her. He's like, she's the only one he's formed like this relationship with since Sergeant Rock and Easy Company. It's because, and then during his flashback, when they start showing, it's like they wake him up every so many years. Like the doctor that created the middlemen. He finds him and tries to learn from him to make his middlemen. And he says, I'll probably give you a few, if you're lucky, I'll give you a few upgrades. But, and he's like, talking to him, he said, can we kill Nazis? And he's like, no, we can't kill Nazis. He said, we're going to learn some stuff from you. So, but then can we kill Nazis? It winds up, it's It's fucking hilarious. Watch it. Before the episode's over, though, he gets there and he finds the fish girl, and he's pretty pissed because they like threw her in a tub of water, put barbed wire over the top. They trapped the bride downstairs, and then he was like, well, why did they kick the shit out of y'all and just leave y'all alive? They realized it was a ruse to draw them out for them to go kill the princess. So then they got to all get the hell back. When they go to get the hell back, they start fighting Cersei and her forces. And when they start battling there, G.I. Robot is like, he looks at, Flag, and he's like, can I kill Nazis? He says, yes, they are Nazis. He unlevels on Cersei's forces, killing the shit out of them, which is one of the greatest parts of his backstory. Is he gets found by this one guy, and you think this guy's like a weirdo with a bunch of cats and shit, and you think he's looking for a companion. He's a war memorabilia guy, and he buys him because he's pretty much been forgotten at this point, deactivated and forgotten. And so he resurrects him pretty much, brings him back up to speed in current times. And he's like, treating him as a friend. They're watching movies together. The cats are hanging out on him. And he's like, kill Nazis? No Nazis, not today. And he's just like, okay. Well, then he takes him to this meeting because he thinks like he can help his cause. Well, what they didn't know is apparently his cause was a secret Nazi party in current times. So as soon as G.I. sees that flag behind the speaker, he's like, Nazis. And shoots his owner between the eye. Like, his eyeballs going everywhere, heads exploding, arms. It is the best. So when he gets to the battle there, he's in similar mode. It is an instrument of absolute destruction, an absolute death machine. I loved it. He's murdering the fuck out of Cersei's forces. Dr. Phosphorus, he finally gets the better of Cersei, burns her fucking face up to where he can subdue her. Unfortunately, it looks as if G.I. Robot has died by the end of this, and I was pretty sad about that. I didn't like it. But that's 3 episodes in. The 4th just dropped today. I just finished watching it a while ago, and we get a backstory on Weasel. That's right, Weasel from Suicide Squad 2. The character you really just thought was a throwaway character. And I'll be damned if he didn't have one of the most empathetic, sad backstories. Like, he was literally just a little wild, feral creature. Some kids befriended him, and at this point, he is young. Because the whole time he kept talking about he got locked up for eating 27 children or something. It's like, wow, that's fucked up. Well, when they get back from saving the princess, Ileana, his lawyer's waiting there, and she's pissed because she's realized, okay, you just done Task Force X, but you found a loophole. So she gets him, and she's trying to talk to him to, save him. And like when she's talking to Flag, he's like, he ate 27 fucking kids, and she's like, no, he's accused of 8 kids. He's like, oh, well, he's a fucking saint now. You got all this great dialogue back and forth. James Gunn does such a great job with lovable misfits. But kind of find out the poor little feller, he didn't even eat none of the children. He was actually their protector. They befriended him, started feeding him, and then they started playing with him at the school and whatnot. Well, some old man foresees him playing with these kids. He thinks it's a werewolf. And he calls the law. And then he goes and gets his gun. And when he comes back, one of the kids are all playing with him down there. And, well, big kids being kids, one of them finds some matches. They struck a match, start a fire. It's getting out of hand. Well, they're still kind of playing a little bit and they're playing like he's the monster. But he's like, playing with her. The little girl, him and the little girl seem to be the closest of the bunch. She's the one that fed him first. And the old man comes in and just sees him on top of this girl, so he starts shooting at him. Well, things just go awry at this point. They keep shooting, and then an explosion happens, blows every damn body to bits and pieces. Weasel winds up saving the little girl, and he's trying to get her up and out of there to save her. And she's crying, but she's wanting his help because she knows he's trying to help her. And the whole time he's trying to get her out of there, the law enforcement have arrived at this point, and all they see is what they foresee as a monster dragging this little girl around. So they start shooting at him too, and they finally they put a few caps in him. They put a few caps in him, and that's kind of his backstory and how they got him. The poor little girl died, and like you see him, like when he sees she died, it's like it just traumatized the poor fella. pretty damn sad. I would not have expected that to be in his backstory, or to even care. The fact that he made me care about that and a damn Nazi killing robot. Hats off to you, James Gunn. Great deal. The episode kind of closes out. The Frankenstein wants to kill Flag because he thinks Flag and the bride have something going. They have a good battle. And then Flag finally talks to him. He's like, no, that's not the fucking case. I don't want to have feelings for her. I like the princess over here. And so then he's like, oh, it's true love. And the voice of the Frankenstein monster is actually the guy from Stranger Things, the Red Guardian from the Marvel MCU, David Harbour, I believe his name is. There's a great cast in this right here. Amazing cast. Look at the cast up. The Viper sister from Game of Thrones is actually the bride. The brother Gunn, he is GI. He is Dr. Phosphorus and GI Robot and Weasel, I believe. No, he's not Dr. Phosphorus. Dr. Phosphorus is Alan, the guy that was the voice, on Resident Alien. He's in that show there. He is the voice of the android from Rogue One. He does a lot of things. Like I said, great cast. But kind of find out Cersei talks with Amanda Waller and kind of find out she was actually trying to save the world. Not because she's a good chick, just because even the devil sometimes has to save the world, as she puts it. So she shows Amanda her vision because she's clairvoyant as well. And in this vision, Princess Ileana and her forces take over the fucking world basically and burn it to cinders. That's why she was trying to kill her. But you see Ileana with Gorilla Grodd. So I don't know at what point Gorilla Grodd plays into James Gunn's DCU, but Gorilla Grodd is coming to the DCU. And I will say, if they do it in live action, that could be really, really kick-ass, badass. I would like to see that. So that's kind of how the episode closes. They got to go send the Monster Squad back over there, which is why Flag said, fuck you, I'm leaving, I'm not doing it. And he goes and fights with Frankenstein, and then when Frankenstein and him mend fences, he wants the bride, he wants Ileana, so they're going. So that's how the episode 4 today closed out. Basically, they're going to stop them from the Monster Squad, the Creature Commandos, from killing Princess Ileana. So, I don't know. You tell me. I liked it. I really wound up enjoying this far more than I should have enjoyed this right here. But I did. It's a solid show right now, so forth. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 hassles. So, there you go. 4 out of 5 hassles. And hey, the James Gunn Superman trailer dropped today. What did you guys think of that right there? I'm going to be honest. That was another one that I went into. I was pissed when they recast Henry Cavill. Was like, done. Not fucking with it. I shit on every one of the pictures I've seen online when they post them. I got no problem telling everybody I did, because to me, I'm still not a fan of the suit. It looked like shit. And some other things I've seen here and there. But that trailer dropped today, and I'm going to be honest, this is what we wanted from a Superman movie all along. While he is going to battle with Lex Luthor, it's not just him and Lex Luthor, but we're tired of that right there. He's actually going to get his ass kicked at some point. I mean, when it opens up, he's falling down, he's done got his ass kicked. And me and Monster and Big Rob, we got into a bit of a dispute about this earlier, because they were like, they didn't think that was an iconic way to start by showing him being so vulnerable. I myself feels like it takes a godlike being that's a god amongst mortals, basically, and it gives him some humanity. When you see it open up, you see him get his ass kicked. I kind of dig that right there. We got lovable Crypto at that point. How else was you going to get Crypto? Crypto has to save him, take him home. That was pretty legit right there. Not quite sure what the one creature was, whether that was the Parasite, as Casey give you a shout out, as you put it, you thought it was the Parasite. I'm going to say I think it's Metamorpho. I'm just something about the mouth. Thinking it's Metamorpho maybe, and maybe he's not a bad guy. It's just a glimpse of him. The only gripes I had about the trailer is I did not like fat, bald Pa Kent. Pa Kent's not fat or bald. Wasn't a big fan of that right there, but hey, I'll wait and see how it looks in the movie. Maybe the guy that is the actor will nail it out of the park, and, you know, it'll be something that I'm like, oh, shit. It's better than I thought. And I was not a fan of Nathan Fallon's hair as Guy Gardner. that looked like the drizzling shits. Super stoked we got a Green Lantern. Even happier that it's Guy and not Hal, because I like Guy. But I would have liked to have seen the more up-to-date, hair-faded Guy Gardner than the bowl cut. Because that wasn't even a bowl cut. It almost looked like the really simple guy from Mad TV that's always talking about touching stranger danger or whatever. Yeah, that's the kind of hairdo it reminded me of. But pretty solid looking trailer. I'm excited for the James Gunn Superman movie now after I wasn't. So, you know, hey, give me a round of applause, James. Special shout out to everybody. Like I said, check out our Stay Weird family, Chris Daly, Big Rob. Check out me and Monster on the Nerdy Man Room Show. We're dangerously close to that 700 goal. Want to hit that before the end of the year if possible. Love to hit 1,000. If you guys can get us there, that'd be even more bueno. And while we're at it, our sponsor, Zone Collectibles, 305 Main Street, Tifton, Georgia. Show them a little love and go check them out for all your nerdy needs. If they don't got it, you don't need it. That being said, everybody, if I don't see or talk to you guys again before then, Merry Christmas. We love you. I hope you have the best of time with your family. Peace.
Garments, top rope, catch a vibe, catch a foot when I drive. Big pressure, I apply in the ring.